to Miss Martin Muses. Welcome to Miss Martin Muses, where we muse upon what makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me happy, makes me sad, or just really ticks me off. This is something that actually makes me rather mad when I run across it, which is narcissism. Narcissism and narcissists. Um, speaking of narcissist and narcissism, I just had a cat crawl across my lap. Well, why am I thinking about this? Well, I think it goes along with psychopathy, which we were talking a little bit about last time. Psychopaths. Maybe I'll do sociopaths another time. Though sociopaths and psychopaths are very closely related. Thank you, everyone that's coming in. Thank you that's coming in. It's great to see you. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. Matt came in. A stream about me. Yes, it is. It is completely all about you. Sort of Poopus. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Biggles Metz says Gaston is awesome. Making fun of Belle for reading is based. Biggles, what can I do with you? What can I do with you? Oh, I see you have your Santa hat. I'm torn. Because I do have a Santa hat for my rose, but technically, I mean, it's Advent. It's Advent. It's weird, but maybe I'll put my Santa hat on. Okay, how's this? I'll make a compromise. I will put my Santa hat on December 1st, even though it's still Advent. Now, technically, you're not even supposed to get. I don't get out my stuff until December 24th, because that's more fun. Let me see. Oh yeah, making fun of Belle for reading is. There's no pictures in here. Gaston is the ultimate narcissist, but also his issue is psychopathy. It turns out he's a psychopath. We just think he's a narcissist. All of these things go together. You'll see narcissists having the same qualities as sociopaths and psychopaths having narcissism, sociopaths. It's almost like a big circle. The difference with narcissists, from what I understand, they don't actually kill people or hurt people, or definitely not deliberate. Biggles Met says, no, I have never taken the Santa hat off since this is my social and not content table. Oh, well, there we go. Thank you. Nerds not need. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. People are just insane. Hello, Dan. Jacob is he's saying hi to Jacob, rather. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Your channel. Why did it go to table? I don't know. All right. Well, thank you for everyone being here. Thank you for everyone coming in. And those of you that will be here in the replay, always good to see you here. Always good to see you. Well, let's just dive into it. Let's dive into sorry, I started saying sociopath. No, not sociopaths, rather narcissists. Now, narcissists you will deal with, and they are incredibly unpleasant. But while they're incredibly unpleasant, they're not as creepy as psychopaths. But they can be creepy. What is a narcissist? Easy basic definition in the first Google result I got. A person who has an excessive interest in or admiration of themselves. Hence why I put Gaston on there. I was sick of putting the Rings of Power people. I almost put the writers, the showrunners of the Rings of Power on there, but Gaston fit more. They are definitely narcissists. Oh, don't be mean to Biggles. It's because you can't read Biggles. Aww. Jacob Ironside says, I think my sister is an narcissist. She likes to control everybody. Yes. Though I'm not sure narcissists are always controlling. That's more of a sociopathic, I believe. We shall see. We shall see. Because I made a little slide presentation. How do you figure out who a narcissist is? What are the traits? First one here. They expect to be recognized as superior, even without achievements. This is why I'm saying they're very annoying and unpleasant to know. Haven't done a darn thing, but they think they're a hero. Hello, Chrysanth. Hello. Thank you for being here. Always good to see you. We like our flowers here at Miss Martin Muses. Also our animals. BC, aka the New Dark Eclipse. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Jacob Ironside says diabolical narcissist is another category. Ah, thank you. Maybe I'll go into that sometimes. I definitely know about the diabolical. Yikes. We got a lot of that going around, don't we? I just love it. Yeah, when you run across a narcissist, they'll be like, I'm the greatest singer ever. It's like, oh, what company do you sing with? Where do you sing? Can I go see you sing? And they're like, oh, well, no, I don't do that. And it's like, oh, okay. It's like, but I know how to sing better than anyone else and all this. More often than not, they're also very poor singers. That might be a bad example, but that's you'll sometimes run across that they'll call themselves something with ever actually never having done it. I'm a teacher. Oh, where do you teach? Oh, I don't teach at a school. Okay. So you can also, I guess, in a way, be a teacher as long as you have a student, but like no students. And then you say you're a teacher or giving yourself titles that you don't earn. If I called myself Dr. Martin, I have not earned a PhD. I plan to one day, eventually, but to call myself a doctor when I am not, that is an achievement I do not have. Our animal chimes in. I sing like a ruptured walrus. Oh, sorry, walrus with digestive issues. Yeah. Polar bears, while cute, they don't tend to make good vocalists. Let me rephrase that. How do I know? I've never actually tried to get a polar bear to sing. I have gotten a dog to sing and a cat. They like to sing. We have from the future, Archer Colin. Thank you for being here. Afternoon, evening, all. Biggles Met says, I was in school long enough for a doctor. I shall refer to myself as Dr. Biggles. I have a PhD in dual monsters. I know what you mean. I've done a lot of graduate work, but cannot call myself a doctor. I don't know if this is one of the things that's going to be coming up, so I don't want to say it. Oh, it might be coming up. They tend to be know-it-alls, but the wrong kind of know-it-all. I know it all, but I don't really understand a darn thing. Hello, Keely Chow. We're talking about narcissists. Uh, sure, you know one. Narcissists are pains in the buttocks. They're terrible if you work for one. Oh my gosh. But at least they're not sociopaths or psychopaths. Those are the worst. Those are the worst. Oh, it's in an opera polar bear. Oh my goodness. Right. Well, let's go to the next point. Make achievements and talents seem bigger than they are. Oh, absolutely. Goes along with what we said. Oh, I'm the president and I'm a leader in this. Oh, what are you leading? Well, I'm a leader. Their talents. I tend to be really good. There's a lot of eyes that you will see. A lot of eyes you will see with narcissists. Good point, Chrysanth. It seems to me that a lot of students come out of college with a healthy dose of narcissism. Yes, that is a flaw in the way we're doing education right now. I always wonder how much social media tailors narcissism, or if they were always narcissist, but this just allows them to express themselves. Is it the chicken or is it the age? I almost said the age because I just saw Archer Collins. Narcissists? Oh, you mean the Hollywood morons who think their opinion means anything? Absolutely. Actors are an interesting breed. They are narcissists. I guess you kind of have to be. It's almost a prerequisite. If you think that you are worthy of presenting yourself and your achievements, all that kind of stuff, it's almost impossible not to be a narcissist, in my opinion, and an actor. Very similar also with music performance. Something I always have to remind myself of. Because if you didn't have maybe a healthy dose of narcissism, you wouldn't be able to do what you're supposed to do as an actor. On the other hand, it's what makes you insufferable. Such as, why do you think I care about your politics? Bigglesmith says, according to Dan Blackwright, I leave my units to their deaths. Okay, that's worse than having a narcissist. Sort of Poopy Scoober says, a closet full of participation trophies. Indeed. Archer Cullen, I get the impression they come out of college having been taught what to think rather than how. Yes. There has been a movement away from teaching logic, studying the great learners and objective truth. Well, see, that's the other thing. Objective truth has been coming under fire. Not recently either. People, I think, are missing the boat when they say, oh, this is what it's been since the last 10 years. No, it's not been the last 10 years. I can tell you about education, probably more than you want to know. This kind of stuff's been going on for about 100 years in education. And people are fooling themselves if they think it's public education only. Don't be fooling yourselves. It is in private schools. It's in Christian schools. It's in Catholic schools. It's in all schools. It's there. And if you think it's not, we'll find out what's going on at your kid's school. That's all I've got to say. Pickle says, it makes sense now. I was a thespian when I was younger, but they wanted to take baseball and football from me, so I just stayed caring about me. Yes. Well, that's the right thing to do. Why would they want to take baseball from you? Horrible people. I had to make a choice between music and sports because they happened at the same time. The rehearsals were after school, so you couldn't actually do both physically, if that's to what you were referring. I've played in a lot of pit orchestras over the years. It's fun. You get to see a lot of stuff. Crescent says that too. I just know someone at work who graduated from the same college as me with the same degree, and the way she talks about people without degrees is sickening. Oh, yes. It's horrendous snobbery. Horrendous snobbery. Hello, Keck. Thank you for being here. Always good to see the gang. Sort of Poopa says a lot of actors are actually insecure and overcompensate for it. They know that they are adult pretenders. I would agree with that. They're trying to give their lives meaning, so they pretend they know what they're doing. All they're doing is mimicking people, mimicking what the echo chamber is saying. Oh, I guess they're being mean to each other over something with video games. Keely Chow says, actors are nothing more than adult pretenders. Oh, it's a quote from Gary Buechler of Nerdrotic. True. The actors that I have known who are the most grounded are the people that know that. The people that know that. Tell a small story. When I got to speak with William Zachba at a convention, I was telling him, how much I loved the show, blah, 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 and how much the show really spoke to me, Cobra Kai. And he said, "Don't thank me, thank the writers. I'm an actor. I just do what they tell me to do." He was a really humble guy. I really have nothing but good things to say about that man. Archer Collins says, "I'd better not admit to having only level 2 qualifications then." Oh, yeah, that's something to do with the way they do it in England, or I believe, or in Europe. I don't know how all of that works. My goodness, says Harsh Biggles. "Because they are evil and only wanted me for my charm and dramatic personality." Yes, that's what I am referring to. Oh, there we are. Though charm and dramatic personality is a good thing for the stage. Also, if you're a dude, it's good. A lot of people that tend to be gravitate toward drama are girls. You do an audition, you'll see 200,000,000 women and 10 boys. I'm talking non-professional. Archer Collins says, talking to Keely Chow, "I'm never sure if he means they are adults who pretend for a living or are pretending to be adults." Both? They will always have that wonderful soccer team, the Mets. Don't you mean football? Facts. He says that guy is almost as cool as the Biggles. Nice. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but it all sounds good. I got behind. Archer Collins says, "Yeah, I think the equivalent there would be graduating from high school." Okay. In Ireland, they would call it the intercert halfway through and the leaving cert. In Harry Potter, they had the equivalent. They had the owls and the I forget what the final one was because Harry and Ron didn't do it. Biggles, which is why I went into theater, so many girls. I am not dumb. Precisely. Precisely. Gentlemen, take Biggles' advice. Want to meet some chicks? Go into theater. You'll also have an advantage if you're straight because frequently the gentleman will be same-sex oriented. It's just a fact. So you even have more of your pick. Newts. Thank you, Dan Blackroyd. Thank you very much. Let's look at third point. They will be preoccupied with fantasies about success, power, brilliance, beauty, or the perfect mate. This is half of Twitter. Yeah. That's exactly what they'll do. "I'm so great. Oh, when I become the president, oh, people will do this, they will do that, and all that. Success, power, brilliance, beauty, perfect mate. I'm gonna have the hottest wife," in an unhealthy way. Everyone wants to be successful, power, be beautiful, all that, have a perfect mate. But to be preoccupied, that's the key, and fantasies rather than reality. Archer Collins says, "The OWL levels, a pun on O levels. Basically, the exams you take at 16. Aha! That's what we used to call the intercert." Croissant says, "What if you're trying to find a fellow?" Win-win. Win-win. Florida Poopa says, "Many years ago, getting a high school diploma was more difficult than getting a bachelor's degree today." True. Someone with a BS or BA was often qualified to teach college. Yeah, nowadays you have to have 500,000 letters after your name to teach at the college level. teach is a relative term. Many people that you find as professors are not great teachers. They're great people of knowledge in many cases, but not great teachers. Teaching is an art, and it takes a certain kind of personality. Well, Biggles, this means you're a narcissist. What about me being ridiculously good looking? Speaking of not narcissist, I was thinking it's not narcissism if someone else gives it to you. It is America's Ass. JT Gunn is here. Late night with Cap. Hello. I wasn't calling you a narcissist. That was well, he did say in game. It really is America's Ass. Looks like he doesn't believe you, Biggles. JT Gunn does not believe you. Archer Collins continuing to explain. In the UK, we went from GCSE to GSE, and I've heard that a grade A in the latter is equivalent to grade C in the older ratings. Doesn't surprise me. I've been following from a distance what's been going on in England, not much, or Europe, I should say UK, not much different than what's happening here. JT Gunn. I am better looking than Biggles from the rear. Biggles says JT loves me. He is just lying. Get a room, gentlemen. No, just teasing. Don't anyone go weird on me. You all play together in those video games. I've not done the Twitch. Maybe one day I will. I don't know how to do it, and there's too many scary people. Biggles claims his ass is fantastic. Oh dear. I'll take your word for that. ArcherCon, old enough that I took the GCSE O levels. All right, what's the fourth one on this particular slide? Believe they are superior to others and can only spend time with or be understood by equally special people. Oh, yes. It takes snobbery to a whole new level. Snobbery to the disturbing degree. If you're not special like me, I don't have time for you. I can only be with certain levels. We've all seen it. Crescent says, I would love to have been taught with older textbooks to see how I would have done. I for certain would not have done well with some of the technical grammar things. Not at all. Well, what do you say? Do you all know people like this? But don't give me any names. Don't give me any names. That is a rhetorical question. Snortapoopa says, most bears find my huge furry butt quite attractive. Oh, dear. Oh, okay. Dan said it. He didn't say a name. He didn't. I'm being nice. I'm trying to be careful. If it fits, though, if it fits, oh no. He said most of YouTube. Ouch. Crescent says people like this seem to be cropping up more and more these days. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's certain tiers that once people pass you in a tier, suddenly, yeah, maybe you're not as cool anymore. That's all I'll say about that. ArcherCon saying, I understand that part of the change was to address differing learning styles, which is why now girls generally perform boys at that level. Interesting. Good stuff, though. Well written, well assessed. They know how to test, to teach with in a way that encompasses all styles without compromising or favoring one or the other. It is an issue that we see an unusual number of women achieving. Nothing not that there's anything wrong with that, okay? It's great. I'm a woman, but where are the men? And I'm wondering why that's happening. Next slide. Lack of responsibility, blaming and deflecting. It's never my fault. It's everyone else's fault. When day in, day out, you find an individual who is surrounded by people that keep betraying you or trying to sabotage you or turn out to be liars and cheats. Maybe it's you and not them. The expression is if you walk out in the day and all you encounter are a-holes, maybe you're the one. Biggle says us men are too busy trying to be like Gaston. Yeah. Gaston is a character who takes the things that would be positive uh, aspects of masculinity and makes them bad, makes them evil, like the worst of the worst. There's nothing wrong with self-confidence. There's nothing wrong with looking after your body. There's nothing wrong with being a leader. It's what you do with it. Sonora Pupa says, I had a history professor who had problems with the secretary in the history department because he didn't want doctor to put on his class syllabi or a bunch of alphabet soup. He used his first name. That's ridiculous. All I've got to say is this. If I do earn that doctorate, I'm putting doctor. You hear me? Work too hard for that. Archer Collins says, I didn't make a bad movie, TV show. You were all bigots and folks. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's also what I was thinking about. That's what we see with all these people making these crap shows. It's everyone else's fault but theirs. Or if people criticize someone's performance, there's something wrong with you. It's like, no, I just thought you were a crap actor. Or your writing was terrible. Remember when those Egypts from The Rings of Power, the showrunners, said it was patently evil to the criticism. It's like, it's evil now to criticize a show. If you don't like what I've done, you're evil. Yikes. Also, some of the actors' responses have come off as incredibly narcissistic. With one caveat, I know enough about how these publicity situations are that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing. They're doing what they're paid to be doing. They're saying what they're being paid to say. And as actors, they are supposed to convey that. Biggle says, wait a second. 3 of those take away me being a narcissist. Now I am sad. I thought this whole stream was about me. Good point. Dan Blackroyd. Oh dear. The YouTube side is my channel is under attack. No comment. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. Oh no, Sort of Poopus says, I have a PhD in snoozology, but I don't want to be called doctor. If you earned it, put in the money for it, did your doctoral thesis. Biggle says, do you think Doctor Who has a PhD? Um, are you saying, do I believe someone with a PhD is a doctor? Yes. Yes. Someone with a PhD they are rightly and justly called doctor. But you also need to be transparent about it. You need to be transparent about the fact that you have an academic PhD. There is a lot of elitism that comes with having a PhD, yet we also know that doctors, MDs, are on a higher tier of prestige. Well earned. These are the people who will make you live or die. When I am lecturing, no one's going to die if I say the wrong thing. If you're doing a heart surgery, you do the wrong thing, somebody dies. Dan Blackwright says the media is a common denominator in all publicity debacles. Precisely. Archer Collins says, then again, I'm not sure an actual narcissist would have the self awareness to preemptively blame the audience for their failures. Oh, that goes back to fan baiting, which is a strategy versus a pathology. Good point. I think there's a mix. In there. Biggles says, well, except for drunk 3PO who does that to be funny. Well, like I said, I'm not mentioning names. I'm not sure to what you're referring, which is hilarious. Okay. Yeah, he wears his teddy bear outfit. I've been seeing. Or is it pajamas? I'm not entirely sure. Dan Biker said Doctor Who. No, the character Doctor Who. Oh! Oh, shit. I was totally on another channel in my brain, or I was to a different frequency rather. I believe that's the case. Archer Collins says, yes, I think the last one had a permanently horrible disposition. Yes. What a disaster that was. In the show, I got you, Biggles. I got you. He says she was dog poop and to be nice. Oh, well, that is nice of you. Hello, Zach. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the rose. Archer Collins says, Doctor, we get that word from you, you know. All right. Everyone's saying hello. Biggles, my channel is under attack. Well, then he's a brave man because there's some people that don't take kindly to people making fun of that. Oh, everyone's saying hello. It's a dangerous world out there, a very dangerous world. Jordan Poopa says the 13th Doctor played by Dr. WTF cleaned up for your sensibilities. Thank you. Thank you for helping me. I try to be a good person. As you know, I fail quite frequently, but I do my best. I do my absolute best. Try to be a good example for humanity. This next point is why I see an overlap with psychopaths and and sociopaths lack of empathy. Those are that you will find that commonly. Gosh, and that's where the creepy comes in. You'll get a creepy vibe from narcissists. They don't give a flip about you, about your feelings, about what they're doing to you. about anyone but themselves. They can't see anyone but themselves. Dan Blackbird said, "We are not keeping the conversation steady at all." No, and I think it's great. I'll say it once, say it twice, say it one more time. Great chat. I love my chat. Sort Poopa says, "Oh, did it repeat itself? I have no idea." Archer Collin, the first female doctor who we shall lovingly call Dr. Karen. I saw a good YouTube video, I forget where, about since when does having a strong woman mean insufferable? They're all insufferable. The same video pointed out maybe because they think that's the way strong women are, especially if you look at a good deal of female politicians here in the United States. They are incredibly smug and bleh. Diggle says, "I get easily distracted because I have random thoughts everywhere." You and the rest of the planet, no problem there. Snortapoopa says, "To a narcissist, you exist to serve their needs, and when you don't, you are jettisoned." Correct. Users. So that's why you might be drawn in and think maybe a narcissist is your friend or on your side, because they might initially reach out to you, or they might initially help you out even, but it's for ulterior motives. Archer Collins says, "What I find truly ironic is the same people who complain about masculinity being toxic are the same ones who think that's what a strong female character is." Yes! This. Yeah, this is terrible. This is horrible. Let's make all our women like that. That's why we don't like them. What these idiots also don't get is those traits, which they call toxic masculinity, are not attractive in a man either. No one likes an asshole, no matter who it is. They don't understand that. JT Gunn says, "Technically, anyone on YouTube is a narcissist. They think people want to watch them." I hope that means present company accepted. Ouch. Though in my case, it would be listen to me. Well, that's the catch-22. I was saying something similar with the actors. You would be a crap actor if you didn't have some aspects of narcissism. You would, same with being a musician, being anything. You think that you have something to offer. It's when, in my opinion, it's when you start to harm others or be cruel, use others. That's when it's not good. Biggles says, "I am the world's greatest former narcissist that I don't do 3 of the things on the screen." There you go. Snortapoopa says, "That having been said, rather, I can be very friendly when I see you as a food source." Nice. Chrysanth to Snortapoopas pushes a salmon towards you and backs away slowly. Yes, good for you. Always good to feed the polar bear. Biggles, I don't know. I know no one wants to watch me except JT. No, that's not true. Oh, when are you on? Do you put it out on Twitter? I don't know. I don't see. You're more on Twitch, aren't you, Biggles? Help me out. Oh, they're being nice to each other. Someone has a drum? Is that what that is? And Dan Blackroyd. Ah, yes, we love Dan Blackroyd. Snortapoopa says, "The question is, are a humbly arrogant or arrogantly humble?" Whoa. Well, that's something to make you think. True, Biggles. Yes. Yes, indeed. Third point, reacting negatively to criticism. Oh boy, we've all seen that. You see that in music. What do you mean? And I'm like, well, your pitch was off a bit. I need to work on that. Oh my gosh. They'll go psycho too. That is referred to as narcissistic injury when that occurs. No idea too many words, says Biggles. Oh dear. Oh, we're eating salmon now. Biggle says, been doing more Pokemon on the YouTube. Oh, well, that explains it. Pokemon? I didn't even know that still existed. Oh, dear me. This is what happens when you don't watch proper football. Dan Blackride says, artistic endeavors are mostly inherently selfish ventures from the creator. Correct. Correct. I have to constantly remind myself of that fact. That I'm not that special. But my goodness, I've never been so special that I thought I could do better than Mozart or Beethoven. That's the equivalent of what those Egypts from Rings of Power by saying they could do what Tolkien never did. Like, oh, Bach, what a loser. I'm going to write an organ prelude that he couldn't write. Genie Mac. Insane. So we say, reacting negatively to criticism. Going along with what we said earlier, taking advantage of others. These are not pleasant people. Don't like them. Oh, Biggles, you're asking for it. I could be better than the deaf one. Just sit back and ponder the fact that deaf, he was able to write one of the greatest works that ever exists. Ever. Oh, at football. Oh, okay. I thought, like, you start messing with Beethoven, you're in trouble. I know it's a cliche. Everyone likes Beethoven, but there's a reason he was amazing, and he's still the most fun to play. Dan Blackward says, the more collaborative you make it, the further you get from selfishness narcissism. Correct. Correct. That's why no one ever wants to share credit. Archer Collins says, but apparently being a fan of an IP is a red flag if you want to help make it. Yes. Yes. Saying something though that the guy who left The Witcher, who spilled the beans on that, the fact that he didn't like that and then was all, feck off, I don't want anything to do with this, moved on to something else. That's saying something. Perhaps we're seeing the phenomenon of people that are truly good at all of this are staying far away from these narcissistic projects, which is why they hire hacks and losers. You also don't have to pay people that are good at what they do. Biggle says, oh yeah, he is awesome, LOL. Beethoven. Okay, I was gonna say, I was about ready to fight you. You hear me? They named a dog after him and got like 5 movies. Poor Beethoven. One of my favorite fictional Beethoven moments is in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure when he's at the music store playing around on the drums, and the Clark goes, "Are you a musician?" And Beethoven just turns and looks at him like, "Oh, please." Oh, another one from the future. Hello, Ryan, Roger, Athay. Hey, folks. Hope all is well. It is well. We're talking about narcissists. and perhaps a little bit of the disturbing idea. It might describe everybody, including ourselves. Well, since you're in the future, tell me who's going to win the first match tomorrow so I can make a bet. Beethoven. Oh, goodness gracious. Poor Beethoven. Ryan Roger says, currently playing a game, folks. I'll be in and out of chat. Oh, well, thank you. I do appreciate that. Texting. Hello. Yay. Yeah. Ryan Rogers has been doing a lot of series on different creators, and he has Rising Stars. America's playing. Who are we playing? Iran tomorrow at 1, I believe. Central to Eastern. I'm just wondering if we don't just deserve to lose. First of all, we've been playing terrible. Second of all, we've been dicks. Oh, wait, I said a bad word. See, that's it. I said I can't be a good girl. Son of a biatch. I try, but listen, I've gotten rid of every vice except that. And no one gets hurt. No one gets hurt when I do that. No one gets hurt, and my body doesn't get hurt when a word flies out. I do try to be nice. So if I'm ever mean with my language, I give everyone permission in the chat to let me have it. If I'm ever mean. Biggle says, wait, we still have a soccer team? Sadly, yes. Oh, they're doing embarrassing. They haven't even scored 1 goal. We're probably not even going to make it out of our first round bracket thing. It's ridiculous. And we're Egypt. Did we at least let Harry and Meghan stay in England? Biggles, I wish. If only we could. They don't want him either. Bunch of ungrateful little brats. I'm a princess. Oh. I'm going to trash talk everyone, including trash talking her people she worked with before on Deal or No Deal. You don't do that nowadays, people. Especially in this era of witch hunting, you better have proof if you're going to start calling people out on anything that would be considered inappropriate or racist. Smash the like. Yes, thank you, Dan. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Please smash the like. And I don't know, bribe people to subscribe to me. Shameless plea. I want to get to that 1,000. I want to get to 1,000. Get me monetized. So I can afford the Starbucks coffee I bought this afternoon. Lord of Poop says, I sometimes suspect I have a wee touch of narcissism in my makeup. Fortunately, gravity exists to teach me I'm not skilled at flying. Precisely. True scientifically and metaphorically. Archer says, no, we do not want them. Oh, ouch. Keck says, come on. At least the U.S. qualified for this World Cup. True. Oh, dear. Ryan Rogers says, hopefully USA draw with Iran and England loses to Wales, and Wales can get through and USA goes out of the competition. I'm fine with US being out of the competition. Do you think England's going to lose to Wales? I don't know. When the Euros were on in 2018, I was in a pub in Cork, Ireland. Wales versus England. England beat them, and no, it wasn't 2018. It was 2016. You could have heard a pin drop in the pub. Everyone just went home. It was like a funeral. We were rooting for you, Ryan. We were. MJ1 Media. It is not right to say that we are not black or white. Truth be told, we are various shades of brown. True. And hello, MJ. Thank you for being here. I'm Welsh. Indeed. We might have had this conversation. Welsh is the one language, it's not, at least in written form, not similar to Irish. So there's some things I've seen in the Scottish kind of thing and Irish that is familiar. In Outlander, I'll hear a few words now and then. But Welsh, I'm not so sure. It's been a while since I've heard Welsh. Bigglesmet says, why would the U.S. even want to play soccer? Because you're ignorant. I'm not even going to dignify that. Well, I think I just did dignify that. Because it's the best sport ever. Ryan Roger, Archer Collins say the Welsh play football. Ooh, ouch. Oh, these are fighting words here. Keck44 says England doesn't look like they're playing good. Well, I think they're still. Are they still in the lead? No. Who was in the lead? I forget. Because they get some points. They get points for goals they score, even if they don't win. They sure as heck couldn't do anything against us on Friday, though, and I was trying. I was rooting for England. They couldn't get through. They couldn't get a goal in. They should have. MJ1 says, you're welcome. Sorry I can't stay. Got to head to work. Just thought I'd say hi and drop my 2 cents. Oh, perfectly okay. Thank you for thinking of me. Have a good, or at least a tolerable evening at work. Archer Collins says, but England probably win at the virtue signaling, unfortunately. Don't they? I thought you weren't supposed to be doing that at the World Cup, but I guess they're not going to do anything about it. Also, America being a bunch of Egypts yesterday trying to change the Iranian flag. Yeah, that's great. That's real sportsmanship. Snorta Poop says, Welsh is pre-Celtic, Irish is Q-Celtic. Or P-Celtic, Irish is Q-Celtic. I'm not entirely sure what that means. My knowledge of the Irish language is purely experiential from my own personal experience. Any studies I had of it were cut short by leaving the country. And I left the country right at the time in secondary school where we're actually learning the who, what, where's, whens, and whys of it. It was more immersive before that. So I have no idea. Archer Collins says, to be honest, I have zero interest in sports ball of any kind. So my lack of knowledge as to who plays what is excusable. That said, I hope that those who are watching the World Cup enjoy it. Why, thank you. Thank you. I'm very feeling off because the World Cup's always in the summer. But because money speaks, apparently, it's been moved to the winter for us. Zach says, England has a win and a draw. They're in first. I am correct. They are in first. Yay, I wasn't wrong. This has been a wild one. Germany almost didn't make it out. Holy crud. Argentina losing to Saudi Arabia? Though it made people that don't like Argentina very happy. Japan got beat today, from what I understand. Biggle says, oh, if you want to speak Irish, just say everything was drunk. Oh, that is so ignorant. Gee, Biggles. It's an entirely different language. I can tell you, speaking of things you experiencing what the teacher says, I will say to you, Biggles, cuteness. Sig. I'm completely fluent in what teachers yell at students. Archer Collins says, my excuse is that my king banned football so we could concentrate on something important. Archery. yes. Yeah, I forgot you're really from the past. You're not from the future. Yes. Archery's awesome. Dan Blackroyd says, potatoes like Sam. It's a joke. I know it's a joke, Biggles. If I really had a problem with you, I'd ban you. Ban you. Snorta Poop says, I'd attempt to explain about cultic business, but I put myself to sleep and everyone else in the chat. Well, no, I'm actually interested. It says right here, what would you like to muse about? Though that bothers me. Technically, it should be about what would you like to muse. I agree with Biggles. Suck up. Simp. Biggles says, your king sounds cool. Well, there you have it. Biggles wants to be English. Snortapoo says the Welsh taught the English how to use the longbow. For Gondor, says Dan Blackroyd. Indeed. Biggle says I am basically banished everywhere until Elon frees me. Wait a second. Are you kicked off of Twitter? And if you are, I've just admitted I didn't notice, so that makes me a terrible person. But let me know. Let me know. Differing variants of the language, says Snortapupus. Oh, ArcherCon, I believe. Yeah, there's variants in the Irish language. Regional stuff going on. I don't know. Just not something I know or understand. Biggle says your main account, LOL. Oh, okay, because I think I follow your alt one as well. If I'm not, let me know. Yell at me. My goodness. What'd you do? What did you do? Let me see. My people very likely came from around Wales. The ancestry circle thing is England, the west, northwest, and it kind of dips up around Scotland, around Wales, around the west of England, and the east of Ireland. Ooh, that would mean I was Dublin. Oh well. It's okay. Snortapoopa says P Celtic and Q Celtic refer to a classification theory of linguistic development from Proto Celtic into its descendants. No, it's not something to put you to sleep. That's interesting. Great. Now I'm going to have to do research. That is my dream. Next time I go back to Ireland, I want to go into the Gaeltacht and do one of those immersive Irish courses so I can know what the frack I'm doing. It's in my brain. I just don't understand any of it. Biggle says, I said thanks for not being a retardando like that guy. It's a way of describing music. It's in music. ArcherCon says, similar to Proto in European and oh my gosh, it needs a descendants. My goodness. Oh no, it's not to put you to sleep. This is interesting. Yeah. Speaking of which, I think we've moved away from our narcissists. But now you know. Now you know. And hopefully everyone can still be friends after this stream. My gosh. What a crazy, crazy world we live in. Well, I'm going to give a final call or last call. Speak now or forever destroy your happiness if there's anything else you want to talk about, because it's, getting to be where I need to be signing off. I need to look after the voice. Snortapoo says, right, back to the stream being about me. Yes, narcissism. Yes. JT is saying goodbye. Oh, he's definitely ready. All right. No, thank you for being here. This has been a fun conversation. I always like hanging out with you all. Always good to see the chat. If you haven't already, give me a like, a share, subscribe early and often. Though, of course, I don't mean that literally because YouTube will find out. Archer Collins says, linguistics is either fascinating or probably sleep-inducing. Sometimes both. Sometimes both. Ryan Rogers says, thank you. Great day all. Thank you. Let me see. Where am I going to be? I might be somewhere. Let me see. Okay. Oh, good. All right. Looks like I might be, I'm going to be on Zax's this Wednesday. And we're gonna, well, actually, I should probably shut up just to make sure you're a sub to him because he has good stuff. And sub to everybody. Sub to Ryan. Ryan, are you doing a stream later on today in about an hour? Let me know. So everyone go over to see Ryan Roger, his whatever you call it. Reality based. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you. Teresa's coffee is running out. You know the trick. I think it's a good trick. Probably it's time once the coffee's running out to do that later. Oh, thank you. And I might be back for more musings and some other things. And Wednesday night, tune into Jade Shadow. She's going to be hopefully doing the buddy cop movie stream thing with Steve. We're I might be doing some more House of the Dragon videos, as well as some other general knowledge things. If you haven't been, maybe read the Elstones and Shannara and join us in the Saturday conversation. Have a great day. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Miss Martin uses vacuum flask. No, it is not a vacuum flask. So it's always cold by the end. I know there's people that think that's terrible, but yeah. I drink cold coffee and I am not ashamed. I am not ashamed. Well, have a great day, everyone. Have a great day. And be certain to yeah, be be certain to not be a narcissist. And if you are, don't be.